Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve, this is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And it is almost the end of September. As a matter of fact, so if I paused for a minute because I remember today was the 25th of September, which meant that the new WIPGO calls had come out and I hadn't looked at them. So I decided to go look at them. Anyway, I just did a lot of stitching. No, was it a lot? Maybe. I have things I need to do around the house, and I keep trying to do them and keep being drawn back to doing my stitching instead. And then later I berate myself for just not getting anything done. Well, I am technically getting things done because I finished stitching with the Housewives Daisy May, and I just love it. I love it so much. Isn't she cute? I already bought what I'm going to finish it on, but I probably won't do that until the spring because I'll be doing a lot of stuff between now and then for Christmas. So I'm so happy. But because I finished that, I put off working on other things, but that's okay. I did get some more work done on hands-on design Falalamingo, and I kind of was hoping to finish this last week too, but Daisy May took a little bit longer than what I hoped. So after I finish this, I'm going to do all the little gold spots. And then there's like a shelf right here that I'm going to do next. Then I'll do these thingies. Or maybe I should just do this gold spot, this brown thing, and then do all the gold spots in this. I don't know. But I'm getting close. Now, the beaks have some of that gold color in them. So that's why the beaks have a little gap. But I'm happy with my progress on this. I hope I can do both of them before Christmas and get them FFO'd. My sister and I were discussing that we're going to need to have a separate small tree just for cross-stitch ornaments, because a regular tree, we have way too many family ornaments. We've gotten rid of any that are just plain. All the ornaments that came from my mom and dad's house, the ornaments that came from Beth's house, the ornaments that came from mine. Yeah, our tree would have to be, gigantic to fit all that and all our cross-stitch stuff. So we're going to look for a small tree that we can put out somewhere, maybe in the room that we don't have the Christmas tree in or something. I don't know. We'll see. But that is a problem for a different day. We're going to have to start looking at that. So one of the things that I did work on was an ornament from this magazine. I had picked several, and if I can remember where this one is. She's literally barking at nothing. There's nothing outside. So I did go ahead and make working copies of the ones that I want to do. This is the one I'm doing right here. Now, this little pattern, yeah, it's hard for me to keep track of where I am in the pattern. And also it doesn't help that it has all those lights crisscrossing it. But this is how far I've gotten. So the scarf comes in here. This is most of the ear, not the whole thing, and then the hat. And I'm getting a little progress done. It seems like it's like not centered, but there's more stuff over here. A little, it's holding an ornament in its mouth. So that's why it looks like it's a little off center. Anyway, I was hoping that I would be done with it by now, but I was working on Daisy May. I was like, I'm so close to finishing. I want to finish it. I'm so close to finishing. So I didn't do as much work on other things as I probably should have. Now, I did do a little bit of work on Holly Jolly Christmas, and I'm working on this up here. And I have a goal, a WIPGO goal of this for 10 days. And this is going to be the big ornament right here. And I stopped and realized I have to take all of this out. It is one stitch too far that way. At least I realized before it was really, really big. But I was like, wait a minute, something's not working. So I set it down again and, said, I'm not working on that right now. I get frustrated when I have miscountings like that. And I'm not using the color that I'm supposed to use for the ornament hooks. I am using, it's supposed to be DMC 3820, and it is a gold color, but I chose the DMC satin gold. I had it anyway for something else, and I said, make it shiny. I like shiny. So that's what I'm working on this. And even though there's only 5 more days in September, I will get the 10-day goal finished because I was working on it alongside Daisy May, so I've got several days already in. Things seem to be zipping by. So now let's talk about the temperature cell, Sapphire Mountains temperature cell. I am here, and this line is almost done, right? And I was like, wait, there's only 3 more lines, and I still have to do all of that. So I better get some more of this border finished, just so that I know I'm going to be doing most of this after the end of the year. But I'd like to get maybe ready for it. I'd like to try to get this in here, but if I don't, I don't. But because I'm not going to do a temperature pattern every year. But I am so happy that I did it this year because it has been such a strange year. And part of me wishes that I'd known when I started working on it how little rain we would get this year. There's no rain. We had one day when there was measurable rain since spring. And with the incredibly hot temperatures we had this year, I'm just afraid there's going to be really bad forest fires. you know, there's been some forest fires, different areas, but it takes a while for the forests to regain their wet. Now, just because here in Phoenix we haven't had rain doesn't mean they haven't had precipitation in northern Arizona, because they have. But here's where we are. We're starting to get into some of the, some of the lighter colors. Back to the colors from June. So it's cooling down, and it's getting to be what I like to call Chamber of Commerce weather. That's what I refer to the weather when we have a lot of people visiting here for the outdoor activities. It's only supposed to be to 102 today, but most of last week it was below 100, mid 90s, you know, 90. And to us, having it been so hot, it feels positively pleasant. I mean, I stopped putting the sunshade on my car. That's a huge deal. I'm just really glad. But I wish I had known, because then on the days that we had rain, maybe I could have woven a blue thread in or something. But all that dark red kind of speaks for itself, right? July was hotter than I ever remember. Hotter in that it lasted longer. Not temperature-wise, because there's certainly been temperatures that are hotter than we got this year. I remember one year, it was in July, and a toddler, you know how when toddlers fall, they put their hands and their knees down, you know, and she got some serious burns from the sidewalk. So, and I remember airplanes not being able to fly because the tarmacs were melting. So it's not as hot as it's been some years, but the heat lasted longer. So, and I think anybody who's doing a temperature cell this year is going to have very strange weather patterns in their temperatures, because it was so hot for so long. It started toward the end of June, and usually August it starts cooling off more. But anyway, that's where I am. So one of the WIPGO calls was Narnia, and if I have a printout of it, I don't know where it is. And I thought, okay, I'll look up the download and show you the download. Only the tablet that I work on it on I haven't used it for a while, so it's dead. So this is where I am. This is from Stitching Book Club. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same designer that did the temperature chart that I'm doing. Anyway, I'll try to find or print a picture of it before I start working on it next month. I remember looking at the last one thinking, I really like it. It's a nice pattern, and this was one of my son's favorites. So he still watches it sometimes. He still watches it sometimes, but so I know I won't get very far doing 10 days, but I'll be happy to be working on it. The other one was Stitch All the Things, Erica Michaels. I've already done this, but I thought I would go ahead and do this. And I remember starting on it, couldn't work on whatever it was that was called, so I started work on it. And I don't know where I have the berry. Yeah, this is, it's over there. This is the same fabric that I did the berry on, so they'll match. And it is 32 count Murano Carré taupe, which I got at Hobby Lobby, and they no longer sell. But you can buy fabric that looks very, very similar to this at the attic, because I saw it and I went, oh, I can get it there if I want more. I thought, this will help me count. You would think, right? I don't know why I enjoy this craft that makes me do things that I can't, but I do enjoy it. I just, when it's finally done, and I do other types of, well, I shouldn't say I do, I have done other types of embroidery. In the brownies, I remember learning other things, and I remember in junior high, in home ec, they had us make a pillowcase, and we were supposed to embroider on the cuff of the pillowcase. And I remember I did daisies with a lazy daisy stitch. I used that pillowcase for a really long time. And I know it's called something else now. And I know that now they have both boys and girls in there, which I think is fantastic, because I think men should learn how to take care of a household. But I really enjoyed that class. I have a cookbook from that class still. And I used to use recipes out of there for years. I remember every Saturday morning I would make muffins or French toast or something from that. And when I say a cookbook from that class, we had to write out the recipes and then try them in class. We were trying them in class, and then we had to write them down, So they're not things that I know where they are in any book. I'm sure they are, but none that I know of, And I remember I had done it for so long, and one day I just was tired. I just didn't feel like getting up to do it. My dad was so disappointed that there was no muffins or anything for breakfast. He's like, well, where's breakfast? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of happy to be working on this, but I may not. Mostly because I have some gifts I need to work on. But a day doesn't mean all the time, right, necessarily. So, although I do need to find a job. I haven't been working. I'm on Social Security right now, but I need to find work. Anyway, I have a tiny bit of haul. These two fabrics, I was looking for threads for those ornaments, and it's got this shiny, and then I got this to pair with it. I'm not sure I really like this fabric, like if I was gonna sew clothing, or with the interfacing on it, it's fine, but I'm like, this is weird fabric. But I like the color, and it goes well with that. And I have the bigger project bag all cut out, ready to go. Except for I forgot to cut out the lining of the Notions pouch. So I'm hoping I can work on that soon. Maybe later this afternoon. I have some things I have to take care of first. But then I was walking by their fat quarters, and I saw this, and they're generally $10 for this, and I just didn't want to pay that. And I walked by and I went, wait, they're cheaper, $5.99. I can do that. This is from Hobby Lobby. I like the fact that they have kind of a watercolor look to them. And ideas sprouted in my mind of stuff I can do with that. Nebulous ideas, nothing I can really pin down. So that's all I have. Very short video again. But thank you guys for listening. My snowman. The Heaven and Earth Design snowman that I've been working on. I still have been working on it. But because of the type of pattern it is, it doesn't look appreciably different from one week to the next. Yes, it's different, but not something that's really, you're like, well, isn't that what it looked like last week? Because, I'm not going really far. And so I'm still picking it up and working on it most days, not every day, and putting in stitches. It's just going a little bit slower than what I'd like, but part of that is because I have so many other things going that when I sit down to work on it, I have to refigure out where I am. Also, the area I'm coming to has a whole bunch of colors, and I kind of want to stitch out the colors that I already have, and if they're not anything close by, go ahead and cut them and not have them on the thing. Some of the colors, there's 2 or 3 stitches, and then they're not for several squares away, and I just don't want to carry them that far. It's waste thread. So I'm having a lot of thought put into what I'm doing, so I'm not making huge advances. So I thought I would show it about once a month. So then it would be where you would actually see some difference. Yeah, and get to finally see a picture. No, I don't know. It'll be a while before you can see anything. But you can kind of see the branches a little bit, but it is one of those designs that's going to take me years to finish, so I will just not worry about how long it's taking. I do hope I can finish it before I die. I really like it, but if I don't, hopefully somebody who loves snowmen will work on it. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and I hope to see you again next week.